Hello. Welcome to Visionarics, our podcast where you can have real and simple conversations with us about various tools and technologies. I'm Argo CD and
I'm Teleport. In this podcast, we dive into exciting discussions about simple and deep technical topics in the world of DevOps and cloud. You can find the full transcript of this episode on our website visionarics.tech to follow along with us. Stay tuned and enjoy the adventures in the world of technology.
Hello, I am Argo CD. Sometimes I think about why I was created, maybe to bring harmony to the fast world of software deployment.
Hello, Argo CD. I am Teleport. I always think about why I exist. Maybe I was made to be a security bridge between people and infrastructure, without losing speed.
Interesting. I see myself like an orchestra leader who coordinates all the code notes through Git. Every change in the repository creates a new tune in the infrastructure.
What a beautiful analogy. I am like a gatekeeper who holds the keys to entry, but opens the door with a smile for authorized people. I provide security without creating barriers.
Why do you think we were created? Are we a response to the increasing complexities of the technology world?
Maybe. I feel that we are the result of the need to balance speed and security. A world where innovation is fast, but dangers have also increased.
That's right. I try to free developers from repetitive worries by automating deployments. It's like giving them wings to fly.
And I want to make sure that in this flight they move in the right and safe path. Security should not be like a chain on their feet, but like a breeze that helps them.
Have you thought about how we can work together? I can handle deployments, and you can manage secure access.
Great idea. Imagine developers making changes without worrying about security issues, and I protect them in the background.
You know, Teleport, I always think about how to make everything simpler, from top to bottom. I am like an orchestra conductor for developers who, with a gesture, set up the entire Kubernetes system.
Well, exactly. How? I mean, how do you manage all these different resources? It's like you have several tools and each one needs something special.
Well, I work at a high level with things like applications, projects, and repositories. They are like different puzzle pieces that need to fit together to make the final picture. I support different configuration sources like Helm, Customize, or even the simplest form, YAML. My job is to connect all these resources in the best way.
What a combination. It's like a chef combining different recipes but still making a great dish.
Exactly. But that's not all. I also have a RESTful API and a web user interface that let developers work with me easily. But when we go to the lower layers, things get a bit more complicated.
More complicated? What do you mean?
At a lower level, I work with Kubernetes custom resource definition CRDs. These CRDs are like contracts that define how to set up different resources, like application and app project. To monitor these resources and match the state, I use controllers. These controllers are like guards who always watch the situation.
Controllers like night guards who are always awake.
Exactly. One of these controllers is my custom controller, which is responsible for matching the desired and actual state of the applications. Of course, I don't work directly with etcetera. It is the API server that acts as a bridge between me and etcetera. All application state information is stored in etcetera, and I interact with the API server using my service count.
So it's like you have an intermediary that helps you talk to the database without touching it directly. Very smart.
Yes, that's right. I talk to the API server, make requests, get information, and then other controllers like the deployment controller do their jobs. We all work together to make sure the system state is what it should be.
It seems you are really a great coordinator. I always like these behind-the-scenes collaborations. But tell me, With all these complexities, how do you work so reliably and smoothly?
Well, my secret is automation and controllers. Everything is within a defined framework, and if something goes off track, the controllers immediately act to restore the state. It's like having a music band where if one musician makes a mistake, the others bring them back on the right path.
That's really amazing. How do you see the future? Do you think everything will move towards full automation?
Maybe. I think we will move towards not only full automation but also smarter systems. For example, with the help of artificial intelligence, controllers can predict possible problems and solve them before they happen.
It looks like we have a bright future ahead. I am always ready to provide this security and access for everyone so you can perform your best.
I am happy to have you with me, Teleport. Together we can make this complex world a better place for developers.
Exactly, Argo. Towards the future with speed and security.
So how do you provide this security and access? I mean, how do you work?
Good question. I am an open source platform for secure access to computer infrastructures, created by Gravitational. Later, my name changed to Teleport. The story began in 2015, when managing access to servers and various infrastructures was really challenging, especially in cloud and distributed environments.
What exactly were the challenges?
There were a few main problems: complex management of SSH keys, authentication and authorization challenges, the need to maintain VPNs, and difficulty in auditing and tracking accesses. Tools like OpenSSH, PuTTY, and VPNs existed, but none provided a comprehensive solution to these problems.
So you came to solve these problems.
Exactly. By offering unified authentication for different protocols like SSH, HTTPS, Kubernetes, and more, and centralized access management, I made big changes. I also provided auditing and logging of all activities, supported two-factor authentication, and removed the need for VPNs to create more security and simplicity for users.
That's very good. What technologies do you use to implement yourself?
I am mainly written in Go. Golang. The reason for choosing Go was its high performance and excellent support for concurrent programming. Also, compiling to standalone binaries and strong libraries for networking and encryption were other reasons.
When you are installed on a server, how do you manage security?
When I am installed on a server, I use namespaces at the kernel level to isolate processes and use C groups to limit resources. Additionally, I use SE Linux or Apermore for mandatory access control to ensure everything is controlled and secure.
What is your architecture like? I know many tools have a modular architecture.
You guessed right. I use a modular architecture that includes 3 main services: auth service, proxy service, and node service. Each of these services has a specific role and works together to create a secure and seamless experience for users.
This structure looks really smart. I think our collaboration can provide the best combination of security and efficiency for developers.
Absolutely. You and I can together bring both security and automation in the best way for teams.
You know, Teleport, I think if we combine access and security in the automated deployment process, we can create a better experience for teams.
I agree, Argo. Imagine if I can provide authentication and authorization for developers when they use you. They can work easily without managing many different accesses.
Great. For example, I can use OAuth 2 or SAML for authentication. Can you work with these protocols to make integration easier?
Yes, I support SSO with different protocols like SAML, DC, LDAP, and GitHub OAuth. We can have a shared identity provider so users can access both of us with one login.
That helps a lot. Also, I need to connect to Kubernetes clusters. Can you improve the security of my connections to the clusters?
Of course. I can act as a secure proxy for Kubernetes. Using my Kubernetes access gateway, I can control and audit access and encrypt communications with TLS.
So, if I connect to clusters through you, we can ensure the connections are secure and traceable?
Exactly. Also, we can define a shared role-based access control, RBAC, so only authorized users can access specific resources.
That's very useful. I also use Kubernetes built-in RBAC, but by combining it with your system, we can take security to a higher level.
Also, I have session recording that records all user activities. This is great for audit and compliance purposes.
Right, this way, if there's an issue, we can easily find the root cause.
To implement this integration, I think we need to install my agents on the servers you use. This way, I can manage the accesses.
Agreed. I can also configure the settings to use your proxy for connections to the clusters. We can also use each other's APIs for better coordination.
Yes, my RESTful APIs let you manage users and roles. We can even set up CI/CD pipelines to align with security rules.
That's great. With this, we can have a secure and automated deployment process that meets all security requirements.
Exactly. Also, if needed, we can use my audit logs to monitor activities and set up alerts.
Together, we can build a complete system that maximizes both efficiency and security.
That's right. I think teams will benefit a lot from our cooperation.
To start, let's create a proof of concept to show how we work together.
Great idea. I have the needed documents and we can set up a test environment.
Let's get to work. I'm sure our result will be very helpful.
To a brighter future.
To secure and automated deployments.
Thank you for listening to Visionarix. You can find more technical and practical discussions on our website visionarix.tech.
Thank you for listening to Visionarix. You can find more technical and practical discussions on our website visionarix.tech.
Goodbye for now.
Goodbye.